Welcome back. Federal government employees on furlough because of the shutdown are not the only people off work. Dozens of vendors that serve the federal government say they're getting more and more stop work orders because of the lapse in appropriations. Jim Carroll is Chief Executive Officer of the Professional Services Council. He's former Deputy White House Counsel and former General Counsel at the Office of Management and Budget. Jim, welcome. Thanks for joining me. What's the feedback you're getting from your members and other members of the vendor community about how the shutdown's affecting them now and how they expect it to affect them as it proceeds?
Francis, first off, it's great to be on with you. Our member companies are definitely worried. We represent 400 companies, probably close to 1 million workers across all 50 states and territories. And the concern is they're just not going to get paid. There is a federal law that federal government employees get repaid when the government restarts. There's no such protection for the federal contractors who are providing innovative solutions every single day. With that, without the pay, that really puts a real harm to our companies, especially the small to medium-sized companies. Cash flow is negatively impacted, and then in the long run, depending how much longer this goes on, we could actually see some companies shuttering.
One of the outcomes of the 2019 shutdown was exactly that. There were a number of companies, small businesses especially, that just didn't make it because of the cash flow situation that you just mentioned. At what point can one think, if someone's sitting, for example, in an acquisition job inside the government, can someone think, I don't know if that company will still be there when I come back to work and resume work with that company?
Yeah, the larger companies can move people around, maybe to a contract that is still up and running. But some of the smaller companies, and you've been talking about AI on the show already, some of those innovative companies that are working there don't have the ability to stay up and running. The impact is just devastating, and really it's not just for the members, it's not just for the employees, either of the contractors or government employees, but it's really the entire American people, all of the constituents. And of course, my 1 million employees are also voters and constituents. But it's also American citizens who don't get the benefit of the government up and running that they are entitled to. And so that's what's really disappointing. And regardless of how long a shutdown lasts, there's a lapse to get the government up and running again, and how long it actually takes to be at operational efficiency. And typically, for every day of the shutdown, including the weekends like now, there's a 3 to 5 day delay for things getting up and running. So right now, we're already just about at a month, Francis, for the government to be operational 100% again.
What are your vendors telling you that they prioritize during a shutdown, and what do they do to make sure they're ready to go when the government's ready to go again?
Yeah, as the leading voice, for the industry, and I've been in and out of the government my whole career. I'm born and raised inside the Beltway. What we're telling them, of course, is to stay in touch with the contracting officers, getting the latest information. What's worrisome in some of these departments and agencies, the contracting officers have been sent home. So what we're doing for our member companies, we're having checklists, we're having almost daily meetings with them. And one is to be ready the day the government comes back, is they're going to be expected to go to work. So keeping notes, keeping track of the deliverables, and making sure that when that is CR, at least, if not a full year, is signed, that they're ready to go to work that day and get back to work for the American people.
What are the questions that the contracting base brings to you and others that have expertise in these areas?
Maybe the same question I'm going to ask you, Francis, is when will the government reopen?
Right.
And so, that's certainly one of the questions. And we are meeting with the government, with the White House. We've been going in and out quite a bit. And we're explaining to them the overall impact to the economy. You referenced the 2018 to 2019 35-day shutdown. That was a permanent loss of $3 billion to our GDP. It's gone forever. And that's what we want people to understand. And so they're coming to us asking, when is the government going to get restarted? How can I get back pay for our workers? And there is no law that protects them. And how can we make sure that we survive even in the short term? And so we're trying to help our companies, like I said, move to another contract, move to something else, maybe do training, do the things that they've been putting off a bit to take care of those, and keep your federal ID handy, because God willing, they're going to walk back into a building pretty soon.
There was an effort in the wake of the 2019 shutdown to try to get contractors back pay. Have you seen any indication that that effort will restart, or would you like to see it restart, or maybe it has already restarted?
We are certainly trying to restart those conversations. Our employees, just like the federal government employees, are innocent. They're an innocent bystander in a political fight, and they want to work. The federal government employees want to work, but they're being locked out, and that's not fair to anyone. And so it's fair that if there's a disagreement, and we're not taking sides on the disagreement, but if there is a disagreement, don't penalize the people that need it the most. They're worried about food on the table.
What is the best possible outcome, short of getting back to work? What's the best possible thing that can happen for the vendor base in your view?
For the vendor base, it's recognition that they're entitled to the full realization that they're providing innovative solutions. We're doing, our companies, just like you talked about AI, our member companies are involved in artificial intelligence. We're involved in the financial tech sector, cybercoin, Bitcoin, stablecoin. You name the sector, we're involved. We're involved in healthcare. Our member companies provide the Social Security checks that go out to individuals. We're an integral part of the government. We're proud to partner with our federal government employees, and we're entitled to those same benefits.
Jim, it's great to have you on the show. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for being such an institution in D.C.
You can read more about the shutdown's impact on industry on today's show page at fedgovtoday.com.